Okay, so this one is gonna be like an update on Epic 7. Kind of like maybe a mini review as well, because why not? I feel like I progressed far enough to kind of get the gist of it, of how, you know, what the game is truly all about, and I thought I pretty much have it all summed up, really. So it's also, as of today, I think a new banner came out as well, which is, you know, the Mystic banner refresh. You have the new character come out, which is the Abyssal Yufine. In here, you can test her out as well. If you click on here, if I can click, and test out her kit. She looks nice, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, I'm not the person to go for when it comes to like character build and whatnot, because I'm literally not in the end game whatsoever. From what I basically understand, she's a knight who kind of has a scaling when you reach a 2000 defense, and when she gets after that, she gets insane like offensive buffs like attack and speed by 100% if the defense prior to effect of trauma is 2000 or higher. The stat is increased effects are doubled. So she looks nice. The voice acting is kind of whatever, to be honest. Nothing to go crazy about, I guess. But yeah, this should definitely some you. But yeah, her character design looks nice. I think her normal one, the normal Yufine, looks nice as well. She is definitely very healthy looking, basically. But yeah, so the way why I kind of like went to her is probably just mention my insane banner luck. Probably my banner luck has been pretty insane. I went with the thought I'm just gonna roll for it. If I get her or not, I don't really care. So I did a temple on the banner, and I had 3000 at the time, and I got her her obviously, the character itself, and this artifact, which is for Pavel. It seems like it's a ranger. She cannot really use it because she's a knight in a temple. So I literally went, you know, with the impression that I'm just not gonna get her, and if I don't get her, you know, oh well, big deal. And I got her in literally in temple. Also summoned also on a story summon as well that I did. I went for Iseria as well, and again kind of like prevails, where I think I can just find her like this. If I go like this, I did a 10 roll and I got her and the artifact from the story summon in a temple that I did. Just first one, and both of these I received. So I have no idea what has happened to my luck recently, but yeah, it's a thing. It's a good thing. Either way, probably the next one I would go for would be Roana, which I think she is in here, or it should be. I think I might already done her. Yeah, she's here. I mean, she looks nice. I've heard she is good, and she looks hot. So it's a win-win, right? But yeah, my banner luck has been insane. I don't know what's happening. It's not only this game that I've been lucky into. I've been not have lost a single 50-50 on Star Rail Honkai, but I guess that's irrelevant. But still, Genshin as well. Luck has been insane recently. So it's I think the only pity character I pitied was Nakwal, which I use on my arena team, which is pretty good as well. But yeah, I don't know what I'm rocking here. I don't think Iseria is good in this one. I think she's more of a PvE unit, but either way. So why, like, basically it's just an update and thoughts as to why, you know, I haven't played the game. So I hit the mid game, basically, or at least I think I hit the mid game of the game. At least I reached pretty decent. I mean, I reached the Eureka, which I would consider myself as a mid-game in my opinion. And Eureka and Erasia, I think definitely mid-game. As Nadalon's probably going to be more end-game-ish, probably. So as to why I kind of like dropped the game is because simply I realized the end game design loop basically. So the end game design is basically, or ideology is very off-putting. It's basically the whole progress is, hey, a new character comes out, you summon, you build the character, you use it, and in the arena to basically determine if it's shit or not, you know. Otherwise, you know, you just log into the game and let your pet handle like repeat battles where the game, you know, just literally plays for you whilst you alt tab and do something else, you know, whilst that doing, and you do something else like or maybe you can just do arena, which again, arena, you know, PvP, pretty sad. The game itself is not very engaging either, unless you're doing some difficult main story quest battles, which can reflect that you need to use some brain or some specific characters to beat those. I'm using as a reference, probably I'm going to use as other gacha games, as like for example Genshin Impact. You log in, you know, you're probably going to do, if you already at end game, you're already doing like stuff like commissions, which is, you know, the daily stuff. You basically have to do them yourself. You have to use the teleport yourself. You have to manually move to that commission and interact with some like NPC or something, or just kill some stuff, which again is very engaging at the end of the day, even though, as you know, Genshin is not still a good reference to use, but it still kind of works, I guess, that Genshin, you know, does it better, basically. Also, I felt like I kind of felt demotivated as well, because I feel like I failed my account, basically, to the point where I thought I wanted to do a full reset of my account so I could fully do 100% like, you know, follow the guide and do, as you know, I'm more referring to in Deity's guide, which is a fairly recent one, and it's a very good guide. Unfortunately, I didn't really follow it, obviously, but you know, I thought maybe I'm probably not masochist enough to, you know, fully do a reset, because I felt like my luck on this account is very good, and it would be kind of a waste. But at the end of the day, I kind of wanted, so the way my brain works is I wanted to semi-follow the guide, but also play the game on my own way, so I would get the full enjoyment out of it, until you know, I realized that was a mistake, and it kind of hindered the process of clearing other areas of the content. Like, I mean, like if you look at my rank, it's 58, it's pretty high, and if you go to events, I literally have not cleared the Hunt Expert Challenge. I have not cleared the, you know, 13, which I should have done, but that's because I'm stalled it, because I do have some characters that are very good for that sort of content. If it's obviously you want to prioritize ice characters for that, like Angelic Montmorency, which is basically uses as a tank. You can specialty change her, and I guess she's very good at that kind of stuff. As well as like other characters like Furious and Sigrid as well, which I have them, but the reason as to why I'm not clearing it is because I don't have move-in or movie. I just don't have them. I might have deleted them and hinder it, basically, because I don't have it. So that was a year. Also, another thing is I spent countless amounts of hours researching, you know, which units are good, so I could filter out the bad ones, so I could put, you know, my hard-earned resources effectively, because we don't know, we are kind of sparse, especially if you if you're beginning the game, which don't come in easy. So I done that. I definitely looked at a lot of like things like tier lists, for example, to know, because this game, you know, it's been out for now like 5 years, so it has a lot of units, you know, that are in the game that came out, and potentially waiting for like a rerun that you could roll, because it's already a solidified character, which guarantees is good, so you will have recommendations from there. In terms of story, I will say that it is very hard to follow and to get immersed as well. I mean, and that is mainly due to the fact that everything is just literally subtitled. So, for example, why is that a problem? It's hard to get you know, immersed when everything is subtitled, because, for example, if, like, let's say main character's like close friend dies, or like a family member, like a father, mother, or like, I don't know, your wife, your girlfriend, or something, like a close friend, how are you gonna, you know, feel that emotion? Like, for example, if the character is sobbing and is evidently crying, you're not gonna feel it, are you? So maybe the music can help immersion, but that's just a copium way of thinking. It might help, like 2% maybe, with that sort of thing, but still, story is definitely very hard to follow. I mean, planning moving ahead, story definitely is something I would like to finish, to be honest. I mean, it would still take me a long time, I feel like, but it's definitely not, you know, entirely impossible, I feel like. Also, I'm gonna talk about, you know, the like kind of like the free-to-play state of the game, and, you know, obviously the shop, it's a gacha game after all. It's gonna be, obviously, the gacha of this type of game is the worst system. Like, you can have one of the best games ever made, you know, in terms of like gameplay design and whatnot, and like character design. But if you have a gacha system in it, it by default makes that game not best game ever made, because gacha is a very predatory system. But in this game, if you go to a shop, there is a lot of stuff to buy. I mean, like this one, like this pack, that's for 48.99 poundies. It's, you get these like these leaves, which is like considered like as an energy. You can refresh energy with that. Galaxy bookmarks, which is like, you know, you're basically those rare units. Formal Agora, which is farmable. Mystics and gold transmits, like, it's just a bad, terrible value. This one you can legit buy for Skystones. You get some skin tickets. Wow. I mean, free to play friendly. This is a win. But this is celebrating that's something that's happens yearly, which is the World Cup, I guess it's called, for Epic 7. Again, this one is just, you know, predatory towards the new players. Like, hey, you ranking up so fast, but we're selling this overpriced packs, you know. Pets, I mean, the hell. Again, terrible value stuff, you know. It's just a lot of like overpriced, bad value packs that you get, and everything. So the way this works is, if you had, for example, V-Wallet, you literally do not have to play the game. You can just use your wallet, and you have to play the game less, so you don't have to spend, you know, time farming or anything, because you can just, you know, build units faster, you know, build that gear much better and faster, you know. But in general, I think it's an absolute overwhelming amount of stuff that you can buy in here. It's just extremely overwhelming. It's just too much. And there's a lot of currencies in here, like the energy. You can even use compasses to buy them as well, even gold, which is, again, something that you can farm. Charms, it's just the gear stuff, the skins, the skins do look nice, I'm not gonna lie, they do look nice. And I guess I just have to as well talk about free-to-play. I think this game is definitely very free-to-play friendly. I feel like it literally, when you start the game, it gives you like this insane unit like Free Spirit area that just min-maxes her completely, like with the skill enhancement, for example, which uses Malagora. She all comes min-maxed, you know, basically. She's a light unit, a warrior. She's a very good damage dealer, I would say, for PvE content. She is pretty good. Also having some defense shred, STU resets if you kill someone, you know, and just overall a very good unit. Also, at the start you get a Moonlight Blessing, which you can pick. Supposedly only 2 characters that you should pick, like Orbital Mildred or Spectre Tenebria, and Spectre Tenebria is probably the way to go. She is cracked at PvE and PvP basically, and her skin looks nice. So she is a no-brainer, and you get to also pick a second unit as well from a Moonlight Blessing. I think this is a recent addition as well, where you can pick also there's different like characters like Vivian, Astromancer, Elena, like the hand guy, you know. And I went with Lilius. I think this is a no-brainer. She just seems more badass to me than some freaking cringe guy using a freaking, you know, a freaking hand as a weapon. I think that's just like, no, that's not happening. So basically, for views, you just basically play the game. You just play the game and you unlock it eventually. I mean, I think you definitely have to, it's very doable to reach like Challenger 5. But you know, I stalled basically. There was also some drama regarding like players leaving because there's some insane rewards. Listen, like, if something is like leaving the game rewards that induces you basically, or interests you in the slightest, like let's say leaving the game for 17 game because all the rewards are so good. If you leave because of something like that, I mean, why even bother coming back? Just leave the game permanently, you know, at that point. Like, I don't know how people would find out about that sort of stuff anyways, unless like Smilegate advertisers or anything, you know. Either way, I think events are just, when I go to them, they just it's just some 1 minute web page, click, claim and leave stinkers, you know. Basically, it's you know, some side stories as well that you have involving characters, but again, it's not very engaging because again, no voice acting. I mean, you have this like, so this is, I guess this is something happened. I guess this is gonna be like a play. Okay, no, I don't think this is gonna be playable. She does not look like. Well, I wouldn't be surprised, but again, you know, this game, and it's, yeah, it's very solid, it's very good. At the end of the game, like, Epic 7, it's a very solid game, I would say. It's, you know, it's a very niche game. It's a game that is very streamer and viewer friendly, I would say, because it's very engaging, I would say. Between a viewer and the streamer, because, you know, you have a whole pick and ban situation where it gives a lot of leisure time for the, you know, for the streamer to like talk, and maybe people will maybe come to like ask for some advice on builds and whatnot, which again creates engagement, which is very good. So I think like if you're a streamer and you love Arena, this game is just such a no-brainer, you know, it's so good. But again, Arena is a very niche endgame that can lead to inevitable burnout and boredom due to its game loop design, which is which is pretty sad when you think about it. I mean, I haven't touched. I think I touched in my learning videos to say like the animations on like S3s and whatnot. They look amazing. They look great, you know. So that's basically that's E7 for you in a nutshell, I guess.